Try to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2. 1. Mark.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mark, a.k.a. Derringer. Today is Sunday, March 29th, and you are listening to episode 254 of the Instant Action Podcast, your weekly source for planet-side news and information. As always, I'm brought to you by great listeners like you via the Support the Show tab on instantactionpodcast.com. So what's been going on with me this past week? Well, just like probably the majority of you, I am stuck at home due to coronavirus, with the lockdown and stay in place and stuff like that. In Massachusetts, we don't have a shelter in place order, like California and some other states do. So, we could still leave the house definitely if we needed to in more than one person. Like my wife and I went grocery shopping together and it wasn't a big deal. We were going to go up to college yesterday on Saturday to move my daughter out, but unfortunately she's not feeling well and she's running a fever right now. So fingers crossed that she does not have coronavirus. Right now we think it might just be the flu. She doesn't have any other symptoms for coronavirus, but obviously we'll be watching it, and to say I'm not worried would be a complete and total lie. So hopefully in the next day or so she recovers from that and turns out to be nothing and not coronavirus, because that would totally suck. Other than that, I've been playing the hell out of PlanetSide 2, just like everybody else I know, and just gaming in general, because there's only so much you can do during the day to preoccupy yourself. And I even found myself at times becoming bored with playing video games just because I have all this time to do them now, and because I'm trapped in the house all day. So hopefully that doesn't continue that trend of, becoming bored with video games. Maybe I need to go watch some more stuff. I haven't finished watching Picard yet, so maybe I need to go finish that, because I saw that that's free now for everybody, as long as you sign up ASAP. Because I'd hate to be burnt out on video games during a shelter in place or a major pandemic when we're forced to stay home. Other than that, like I said, not a heck of a lot going on, because it's not like we can do much. So what's in store for this week's show? Well, first I want to talk about the Emerald server hardware upgrade and the game update that both happened on the 25th. RIP Spitty Bay. Then I have some good news for content creators in regards to observer cam accounts. And after that, it's time to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is Outfit Wars and what it's currently doing to the community as a whole. Then I'm going to finish this week with some better news by spotlighting a new YouTube channel that I think every new player should check out. So strap in as we hot drop into another episode of the Instant Action Podcast. So first up this week was the March 25th game update, and as you're listening to this, if you're thinking to yourself, wow, this sounds really familiar, yeah, a lot of this stuff is the things that came to the PTS last week and then are immediately pushed out to the live servers, which is good because, like I said last week, a lot of this stuff seems like good changes that don't need a lot of play testing to get over to live itself. And if I had to guess, this is probably going to be the last major game update, at least for a little while, with the folks over at Rogue Planet Games all being quarantined at home as well, just like all the rest of us. So I'm sure they're still getting work done, but probably at a slower pace than they could if they were in the office. I could be wrong, but that would just be my guess on this. But beginning on March 25th, we got the Emerald server hardware upgrade. And I'm so glad that this finally dropped, because the gameplay was becoming unbearable to play with on Emerald. It just seemed to be degrading more and more and more as we played. So when the server hardware upgrade happened on Wednesday, everything seemed to change overnight. It was the hit reg was amazing. No more connection quality issues or anything like that. Everything was good. Unfortunately, as the week kind of rolled out, it kind of got a little worse as it went on. And I know Emerald crashed a couple times. It seems to be doing okay. I played a lot last night, and there didn't seem to be any issues when I was playing last night. So knock on wood, hopefully all that stuff's taken care of. But I think overall the hardware upgrade was a good thing and something finally needed on Emerald. In fact, when Emerald crashed yesterday, I spent a bunch of time on Connery playing just because they were having no issues on that side. So again, Emerald server hardware upgrade has happened, and I didn't think it would, but everything's much better now, barring the crashes that we've seen on Emerald. But in addition to that, there were a whole bunch of other changes, a lot of it done to Desolation itself, with some changes to terrain, base flow, visuals. But note that everything that I'm going to talk about now, while it's there, Desolation is still a work in progress as we march towards the first outfit wars that's going to happen on it. So like I said, there were some major revisions to the terrain, including some additional cover in open fields. They added a new unique capture point building, which now surrounds each capture point on Desolation. The combat flow near and within each capture point has received some major revisions. The obelisks on Desolation have received new models and FX. They also now glow faction colors when they're captured. Now, when the outfit war ends, the skybox will change, the continent will lock, and then rewards will be given out. The victorious outfit is going to receive a free Bastion fleet carrier. And they did state last week, and it's carried through this week, that that is a placeholder, and it will most likely change later. What it will change to, they haven't said. Also, Warp Gate regions now properly prohibit enemy players. I guess you could sneak into them if you wanted to. Warp Gate bases now also have a Desolation Cordium silo, which starts the match with 75,000 Cordium in it and obviously can be added to. Cordium held within those silos will not decay over time while they're on Desolation. Also, the Cordium silo will recharge nearby construction objects and terminals. Airpads now have an icon on the Desolation map itself. They also fixed the uncapturable capture point marker that could appear beneath the ground at the center of the map. They added some new ambient audio to Desolation. They fixed some LOD ranges on Desolation command centers and added some new visuals to the 2D map for Desolation itself that shows up on the HUD. They also rebalanced some construction costs in line with these changes to Desolation, and these apply to both Desolation terminals and construction terminals. So the Flash was reduced from 100 Cordium down to 50, the Javelin from 200 down to 100. The Harasser, Ant, and Sunderer remained the same, but the Lightning was reduced from 700 down to 300. The main battle tanks, which you couldn't pull before, but now you can at the Desolation Command Center terminals, cost 500. ESFs got reduced from 700 to 400. Valkyries got reduced from 500 to 300. And Liberators, which again only applies to Desolation Command Center terminals, where you couldn't get them before, are now 500. And the Galaxy, again, only Command Center terminals. Couldn't get it before. It is now 750. So there's all your various Desolation changes. Next, for the Bastion, which got some changes as well, the deployment terminal now has a unique new visual to it. They fixed an issue where it could be instantly destroyed by a physics collision. They fixed the drop pods getting stuck inside Bastion collision. They fixed a visible texture seam on the turrets, and now the glaive can no longer deal damage directly to the Bastion, but may still damage its hard points themselves. Moving on to the outfit armory, they introduced some additional logging and speculative fixes for the various issues related to war assets crafting. And also now your outfit decal should no longer disappear when crafting war assets. And then it wouldn't be any good patch if there weren't some major miscellaneous changes, fixes in addition. So they fixed the issue with instant action not functioning. I said it last week, I'm saying again, it's join combat, not instant action, but I love the fact that the devs still call it instant action. They fixed some additional instances where critical chain implants effects could last indefinitely. They fixed it so players can no longer be knocked back by max abilities in Sanctuary. They fixed the NSO Empire emblem on the HUD so that it now properly shows what it is when you switch continents. Before, if you were to switch a continent, let's say you were playing VS and you switched to another continent and now you were playing TR, it would still show VS for some reason. But they say that they fixed that. I did play a little NSO yesterday, and I noticed that it was switching properly when I was switching continents. They also fixed the render distance setting to now save properly for all languages. The character select screen will now show the correct number of characters on your account. They added some new visual effects to the observer drone in Sanctuary. I was looking at an observer drone in Sanctuary yesterday, trying to notice what the differences were, and I didn't really notice them. But I didn't spend a good time looking at the old version to see, so I'll take their word for it. They fixed the salvaged platinum compound helmet so it displays particle effects correctly on female characters. They changed the Sanctuary's 2D map on your HUD. And again, that outfit decal no longer disappears when crafting war assets in Sanctuary itself. So again, there is your entire game update that dropped on the 25th, along with the Emerald server hardware upgrade. Again, this is everything that I talked about on last week's show. They pushed all of it straight to live, so it's good to see that it didn't require a lot of testing before it went through. But with that, let's move on to our second topic this week. Content creators, get ready. This one's for you. So before I jump into that second topic, I'm sure you guys can't hear it because I scrubbed the audio, but for me, I can hear it right next to me. My 3D printer is going crazy right now, printing away. I've been printing 3D printed face shields, not masks. I'm concerned with the masks that we're creating on 3D printers, that they're not fully up to spec to be used in hospitals at this point, so I'm not printing any 3D masks, but I am printing 3D face shields because that's just a top visor, a bottom bracket piece, and then a piece of clear plastic on the front. They really don't need too much added to them. So again, you guys probably can't hear it listening to this week's show, but I am certainly trying to do my part to help combat coronavirus by 3D printing some face shields for my local hospitals. And if you have a 3D printer that maybe it's not being used or you're using it for other stuff, check your local area and see if there are any groups, maker groups or innovation centers or who knows what, printing stuff like that for hospitals. Because obviously hospitals are at such a disadvantage right now with everything that's going on. Any little bit that you can do to help would be greatly appreciated by them. Like I said, I joined a local MakerBot space near me to coordinate on getting these things printed and delivered to local hospitals. And I'm sure if that's something you wanted to do, you could do it as well. But aside from that, again, it's buzzing in my ear next to me, printing away. But topic number 2 this week is, like I said, directly for you content creators. I said Daybreak Games. Rogue Planet Games. I know they're owned by Daybreak Games, but I should continue to call them Rogue Planet Games from now on. Feel that now is it's a great time for community content, and they've been seeing a lot of great videos coming out based on this escalation update, and they've been giving access to trusted community creators to the Observer camera, which they say is obviously their best in-game tool for capturing cinematic gameplay. I have access to the Observer camera. I have a separate special account that I created just to get it. and I use it occasionally to do stuff within the game. I should use it more often than I do, but I play on some potato settings when I play on live to kind of increase my frames and stuff like that. And in order for me to use the Observer Cam correctly, I need to change out my user options.ini file to an Observer Cam one, which bumps my graphics way up to get better visuals within the game. And I forget to do that at times when I go to run Observer Cam, so I don't use it as much as I should. But the good news is, for those of you who might use an Observer Cam more than I do, or I should, they are taking steps to formalize an application process for the broader creative community. So if you've ever been sitting on the fence saying, you know, I create content, I would love to get my hands on an Observer Cam, now is probably the time to do it. So if you as a content creator are interested in receiving Observer Cam privileges, you need to submit an email to contentcreation at rogueplanetgaming.com. In the body of your email, you would need to include the following information: your account, character, and outfit name, your server region, some links to your content channels, whether they're YouTube, Twitch, or whatever, links to your social media, so your Twitter, Facebook, etc., examples of any past PlanetSide 2 videos you've created, if you have any, and also any other motivation behind your application. So, for example, are you launching a new channel? Are you trying to showcase an outfit? Are you reviewing new features or content? Are you spotlighting an in-game event, or doing anything else entirely? Right now, there are no hard or fast requirements for receiving privileges, so you don't need to be a big streamer. You don't have to have a huge social media following. Basically, they're looking for some positive, engaged PlanetSide 2 creators in good standing with the community to get approval for additional Observer camera access. So you'll get access for an initial trial period, with the possibility of having the perms extended depending on content output and general account activity. So again, if you are a content creator out there who wants to get access to Observer Camera to make your content better or make more content, send that application email to contentcreation@rogueplanetgaming.com with that information in the body of your email, and you could be considered for Observer Camera. There's a lot of great videos out there now. Imagine how many more there'll be with more people having access to that. With that, let's move on to our third topic this week. So third topic this week is going to be about outfit wars. I got chastised pretty hard last week by one of my listeners on Reddit, and I'll give him a shout out. Boil Down, this is definitely for you. He said he was interested to hear what my thoughts are regarding the potential issue with outfit wars that Osprey was submitting Reddit posts about based on points that were being captured by bases. He said he was interested to hear what I would say, whether I would be, this is how it works, it needs to be changed, calm down, it's phase one, etc., etc. And I didn't cover it on last week's show. And I told Boil Down this, I didn't cover it on last week's show on purpose because I wanted to see how the first round of outfit wars shakes out before making a complete knee-jerk reaction to it. Because right now, data for what happens in this second phase of outfit wars is just that. It's data. It's being collected. Is it what's going to be final? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I didn't really want to talk about it because there was only about a day or a week's worth of data, not 2 full weeks worth of data like we have now, to see how outfits were going to be maybe gaming the system or working with the system or whatnot. So I didn't want to make a quick reaction to it if things changed after, the first week. As it sits now, things have not really changed after the first week. But I do want to before I keep going, I do want to remind everyone that this first iteration of Outfit Wars is just an alpha version of Outfit Wars. And there are already plans in place to take the data from this and make it different in the second phase of Outfit Wars. When that happens, most likely in May, I guess, would probably be when the next Outfit Wars might happen. But again, now that we have 2 weeks worth of data, I think it's worthwhile talking about this topic. And boiled down, I apologize for not covering it last week. I hope my response to you covered basically what you needed to know from me. And now that we're sitting with 2 weeks worth of data, I think it's time to talk about Outfit Wars a little bit more, and how even though the devs are going to be changing things, I mean, Rel specifically said they're going to be making changes based on this first thing of Outfit Wars. One thing that they're already thinking about doing is potentially taking only the top 25 players of each outfit for points wise, but again, that's just something that they're kicking around, not exactly what might happen. Some other people suggested maybe we only focus on scoring points by taking bases from outfits high on other leaderboards. You know, who knows? There's a lot of ideas being kicked around within the community, and I know the devs are kicking around lots of ideas as well based upon the data that's being driven right now. That being said, I think this first round of Outfit Wars could do one of two things. It could sour the entire community on what's going on with Outfit Wars in the future, or it could produce some interesting matches. I mean, right now, Emerald is where my focus is, and I apologize for anybody listening to this who does not play on Emerald. Looking at the leaderboard for Emerald right now, Sokar's Legion is number one on VS, and it's no surprise that they're number one on VS because they have the most members in their outfit. I think at 900 members, and they're kept gaining points nonstop everything they do. So it's a lot easier for them as a Zerg outfit to gain a lot of points and stuff like that. Number one on NC last time I checked was VCO. I know Walmart Greeter has been doing a lot with his guys in VCO to get them to earn a lot of points and things like that. And I know on TR last time I checked, I believe 1TR was the number one on that side. And I know Cox and his group were doing a lot of that stuff as well, pushing to capture bases at all time and defend bases at all time so that they can be high on that leaderboard. So right now, I don't consider 1TR, maybe AOD is higher than 1TR. If I'm going to have to double check that since I've been saying 1TR and thinking 1TR. Yeah, I apologize for misspeaking there. It's definitely AOD is much higher than 1TR was, so I apologize for that. So right now we've got SKL, Sokar's Legion, and we've got AOD, Angels of Death, on VS and TR respectively. Those are some of the bigger quote-unquote Zergfits on Emerald. So right now it's really easy for Zergfits to kind of be pushing this type of gameplay. And that being said, on Emerald, I think we could actually get a interesting gold match between three Zergfits. I mean, I don't consider VCO as big as a big Zergfit. Maybe I'd consider Guardian Shield a bigger Zergfit than I would VCO. We'll see how it ultimately shakes out. I know Guardian Shield's not that far behind VCO on Emerald for NC. But I mean, we could potentially see a SKL, AOD, GDSL, Guardian Shield fighting each other on the gold version of Emerald's Outfit Wars. And does that cut out maybe a lot of the skilled players? And don't get me wrong, there are skilled players in all three of those outfits, but they're all seen as Zerg outfits. So it would be interesting to see how each of those outfits carves out their quote-unquote best 48 players to play in Outfit Wars. And I would actually be interested in seeing how something like that shakes out. So I don't know, even though it seems like Zergfits are running away with this, and it could be bad for the future of Outfit Wars because smaller outfits are going to say, why the hell should I even try to compete against a Zergfit in something like this? But I still think it might be an interesting gold match to watch between those three outfits to see which one could pull it off. I mean, my early pick would probably go to AOD more than anything else. But it would be interesting to see what might happen between those three. And I kind of honestly would like to see that match between those three, even though they're big Zergfits. It might be, I don't know, it could be cool to watch that. Now, again, the other side of this whole coin is this could drive a lot of smaller outfits away or mid-fits out of the Outfit Wars stuff altogether. I'll use B-Way as an example. I know we're not we're not really a small outfit. Maybe we're a mid-fit. I don't know how you describe us. But when Outfit Wars came out and after the first day, we saw SKL running away with the points total. I mean, they had 21,000 points to our 1,200 points. It was like, why are we even going to try and compete to try and make Outfit Wars at all? So the focus completely went away from even trying to play Outfit Wars for B-Way based on what SKL was doing and how the points were being awarded for this. So, like I said, what I think the smaller and the mid-fits need to realize is, again, this is just an alpha phase. And the devs have said this is going to change. So I would hope that even if on Emerald, these three outfits end up being the ultimate gold ones representing each of the factions, I don't know that they're going to be the same three that represent the factions in the second Outfit Wars that happens April-May. So I would hope that everyone's not completely discouraged by Zergfits taking this over. And sure, there's going to be a lot of people bitching about Zergfits in the game after these results go final, and it turns out there are three Zergfits playing for gold on Emerald. But I would like to, I kind of want to see this match fight its way out, and then see what changes the devs make regarding this, and then how the next iteration of Outfit Wars goes based on the changes after looking at this. Now, I know some of the European servers or things are happening a little differently over there. I've heard talk of super outfits being formed of the absolute best farming players on those servers to try and stack their way into the top ranks. And I mean, if that's what's going to happen based on how the devs are creating it, that's what's going to happen. And perhaps the disparity between skill levels is going to be more apparent on some of these other servers, on the European servers, or, for example, I know on Connery as well, NC, I think the recursion guys in NC are going balls to the wall to make sure that they are the gold outfit that makes it into Outfit Wars, and I don't think that anybody is going to be able to compete in Outfit Wars against an outfit like Recursion. So I think that's a foregone conclusion. And again, I think T over on I think they're on the Cobalt server, probably are going to be doing the same thing on that side. And I believe that there's a conglomeration of other outfits on another, maybe it's Miller's server, doing the exact same thing. I think instances like that are a bigger issue for Outfit Wars than Zergfits taking over Emerald, as an example. Again, I think watching a VCO, AOD, SKL fight between those three outfits would probably be a much more even match than watching, say, for example, using Connery as an example, Recursion playing NC and completely outclassing both whichever TR and whichever VS outfit makes it into the gold match. I don't think that those matches are going to be as enjoyable to watch as to see which of these three Zergfits, which people think is second-class outfits, might perform in an Outfit Wars. So those are my current thoughts on Outfit Wars. Maybe it's kind of rambling and all over the place, but I do think that I am a little more interested in watching how the Emerald one plays out with the Zergfits participating rather than watching some of these other stacked outfit ones, which there is pretty much, we know who's going to win some of these other Outfit Wars gold matches versus what the Emerald one is. But I'm still curious to see how this is all going to shake out. So again, there's my thoughts on Outfit Wars currently. I do think that there's some issues. I do also think that the devs are aware of the issues that are happening and are thinking creative ways to come up with to fix it for the second round. So am I going to be completely disappointed with how this Outfit Wars shakes out in the end? Maybe not so much on Emerald, maybe on some of the other ones, but I'm confident that the devs can do something within the next round to kind of make it a little more even fight as we move forward. But with that, let's move on to our fourth topic before wrapping up this week's show. So last up this week, I want to just give a shout out to someone on YouTube who is creating a new channel that I think is an important one for new players to PlanetSide 2. It's no surprise to anyone coming into PlanetSide 2 that if you're a new player, the main thing that you want to do is, besides learning the game, is earn a lot of certs and a lot of experience within the game. And hands down, the best way to do that, there's one of two ways. One of them is to play engineer like I do, but I think a better way to do it, and one that probably supports other players as well, is to learn to play the medic class. So I was actually reached out to by this new YouTube guy. His name's Glanshin, and he has put together a YouTube channel that is 100% dedicated to the combat medic. And he's got 4 videos up right now with plans to do a lot more. But right now he's got an introduction to the combat medic class. He's got a tool guide for the combat medic class. He's got an abilities guide to the combat medic class. And he's got a suit slots guide to the combat medic class right now. And these are short videos. I mean, the introduction's less than 2 minutes. And then the tools, the abilities, and the suit slots, 5 or so minutes each for them. If you are a brand new player to PlanetSide 2, I think Glanshin does a great job explaining about the combat medic class and giving some good ideas of how you should be using, what you should be putting in your suit slots, which abilities you should use and why, which tools you should be using and why. I imagine one of his next videos is probably going to be about implants. I'm sure he's going to be doing videos about how he integrates the class with other classes. And right now he's looking to do this as a weekly series that starts with basic information. So I'm going to put a link to his YouTube channel. Again, it's Glanshin, Glanshon. You can search for him on YouTube. He's also on Twitter and Twitch under those names as well. But if you're a new player to PlanetSide 2, the best way to earn certs is by playing a medic. And he's giving us all the tools that you need as a new player to earn those certs. So I definitely highly recommend you check out his channel and watch his videos and learn something about how you can best play PlanetSide 2 as a combat medic and earn lots of certs to unlock anything else to move on to other classes within the game itself. But with that, let's wrap up this week's show by moving on to housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
Housekeeping.
Go away.
I coming anyway?
So no voicemails this week, no emails this week. That's fine. So that's going to be it for this week's show. But how can you get in touch with me or the show itself? Well, first you should visit my website, which is www.instantactionpodcast.com. You can also email me at instantactionshow@gmail.com. And please follow my show on Twitter at instactpodcast. But in closing, if you've enjoyed this week's show, please leave me a review on your podcast listening avenue of choice, whether it's iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or anywhere else. Also, feel free to tell your friends and outfit mates about the show. But finally, thanks for listening, and keep spamming that Join Combat, formerly known as Instant Action button. Derringer out.